Hey, it's good to see you. Welcome to the shop. Today we're going to work on the 47 Ford, a car that we haven't done anything on for quite a while. So let's watch the show intro. I'll see you on the other side. My name is Mike, and this is Mike R's shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
That wasn't so bad, was it? You got to see a nice overview of just some of the stuff that we're working on here in the shop. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. It's a crappy rainy day here in Michigan, and in order for us to move forward on Stitches, our 70 Challenger fabrication project, I really need to have the center of the shop opened up and have these cars out of here. And I don't feel that's a good idea since it's raining out and there's so much bare metal on this car at this time. So I had been ordering parts for the 47, and I thought today was a good day to just chip away at a few little mundane things that need to be accomplished. So let's open up some packages and show you what we've got. I haven't opened these yet myself, and hopefully we don't see too much blood. I do have a sharp object in my hand, so that's that could be an issue. We're here working on my portable 1974 Nova workbench. Some of you may not understand that comment, but go over and check out Bad Tree Productions, and you'll kind of pick up a rivalry between another channel that I refer to once in a while, Duddy's Adventures, and Bad Tree, and they have a really good time poking fun at each other, and so that Nova comment comes from that. I'll give you a hint. So anyway, we're here working on this workbench, and I'm just opening up the package to see what we have. So the first thing we have is a Max early V8 catalog, which is good because I haven't ordered anything for a while for this car, and it's good to have an updated package. Max is a great company. I've ordered a lot of stuff over the years for the Ford products that I've had, and even though I'm a Mopar guy, it seemed like for the last couple of decades I've always had an early Ford of some kind in the shop. So let me explain that to you. I've always liked fat fender Fords, Model A's, Model T's, and I've worked on a ton of them. I used to own a Model A. Bought that car as a basket case and restored it until I sold it so that I could purchase this car. This car was a basket case when I got it as well, because I guess that's all I buy is basket cases. But anyway, so I've done business with Max and another company called Bob Drake, and throughout the pandemic I've been trying to order some stuff for the 47 from Drake without success, and I think they're just in a situation right now where they're having a hard time getting product. Most of the stuff that I wanted they just didn't have. So I went ahead and got on the horn with Max and ordered some stuff. So I'll just show you what I got. We have two headlight gasket buckets. They go between the headlight buckets and the body so that your headlight buckets don't scratch up the paint. Got another thing here in an envelope I'll show you in a minute. And the other thing that I ordered, I have one, but I just wanted to go ahead and get one and see what the quality was of the repops on this. So it's a headlight ring, and I think it's passable. This one's not polished yet. It needs to be polished. It's got a small dent in it. I was trying to find an NOS one, or one that I could get that was a replacement off of an original car. And I think that's going to polish up all right once I get the Eastwood polishing compounds and the Eastwood wheel after it. But in the meantime, this one's good enough. I do have the other one that matches the one that I had, but as you can see, it's all bent up. So sometime when I have time, what's that time? I'll probably take and try to clean that up and show you how to fix stainless steel, but that's a several hour project. And for a $25 piece of stainless, I don't want to do that right now. I want to move forward on getting this car on the road. The other thing that I went ahead and purchased over the years that I've had this car, which is, oh my, when did I buy it? 2007, I think. So 14 years I've had this car. I was always buying parts. Whenever I go to swap meets and stuff, there's always Ford stuff. And I had purchased a new set of marker lights to go down in the front, and you'll see those in a bit. But again, I didn't have the gaskets, and I didn't want the marker lights to ruin the beautiful paint that I did on these fenders, so I got the gaskets for the marker lights as well. So today I thought it would be fun to just take a couple minutes and work on putting the headlight buckets in and the marker lights. The fenders still need to be wheeled out. There's a lot to be done on the car, but right now that's my process. I just want to do something I can feel good about and see some forward motion on this car, because the next step that needs to happen here really is to get the grille and grill bars in the front bumperette painted. It's close. I don't know if I ever put an episode out on working on that. I know I filmed it, but I'm not sure I ever published it. It's close to being ready, and the next thing that needs to happen also is the wiring needs to be put in, and I have I think it's an American wire harness that I purchased for the car to be put in. It's a pretty simple install. I'm actually thinking about farming that work out. It's something that would be really difficult to film anyway, and we have 9 cars here I'm trying to work on, and I got a buddy who loves to do this work, so I may give him a call and see if he'll do the electrical for me and to get that done so that this car could possibly be on the road this year, because that's my goal. So, all right, shut up, Mike. God, you talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Okay, so I thought we'd start out with the marker lights and work on putting those on. I had them test fitted on here once before, but I didn't have these gaskets, so I was reluctant to leave them on the car because I didn't want them to chip up the paint. The other thing I'm not sure about is if I have enough screws to put the headlight buckets in, but one thing at a time here. So this one's not opened yet, so we'll put that one aside. And then we have this one, along with a bunch of other hoo-ha that I don't even know what it is in the bag, but this is the bag from the swap meet a million years ago when I bought this stuff, so there you go. These are the original style. They're not OE, but they might actually be NOS. They do have Ford tags on them, but that could have been a rip-off artist at the swap meet also. But now they look nice with that black on there. See how we go. There's a rubber gasket. Kind of is a pain to get through. Kind of a sock that goes over the bulb. Something's holding me up. Not sure what. Okay. Got a screw that's coming through here, so I'm going to guess these are not OE. I got to grind this screw head down a little bit. What we have, if you can see, the screw right here was a little long and poking through and causing this to be kinked out, not fitting the car right. So I'm kind of not liking the way that screw fits. It may not be original. Like I said, these had Ford tags on them like they were original parts, but I don't know. I'm guessing they're not. They look pretty cheap. So I think we're good to put this back in there now. I'm not feeling that anymore. Okay, there are a couple of tabs that are causing issues here. I need to kind of tweak a little bit. I'm a little nervous about this one because I don't want to chip the paint. But there we go, the headlight ring kind of needs to go down behind that so that it traps in there. There we go, we're getting it bent out now. So I'm trying to do that. And then these here also are just bent a little bit so that the ring is not catching and snapping into place like it's supposed to. So let's see if that makes the difference. There we go, that's better. Yeah, much better. Snaps down in there now. And now I just need to find the screw to put down here. So that's what one side's going to look like. Well, that's what one side does look like. And we'll go ahead and get the other side done here in just a minute. One nice thing about being a mostly Mopar shop is I have tons of Mopar trim screws from literally dozens of cars that I've stripped, and those screws work great in a number of applications, including putting headlight buckets on a 47 Ford hot rod. They're just the right size. They're just sheet metal screws, I should say, that screw in to hold the headlight bucket on, and they fit these things perfectly. So, sorry Ford guys, but a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do. So, not liking that a little bit. That doesn't fit the greatest. I'm not sure why, but we'll see what happens when we get the ring on there. That's way the heck out. I will say that sometimes the quality of these replacement parts is not the best. I thought about making my own, but let's see how she goes. Now that's fine. It's going to be pretty much covered up by the headlight ring, I think, once it's in place. Boy, it's, oh, the joys of aftermarket crap, I'm telling you. The headlight ring is too big. It'll fit, but it's going to take some work. I'm going to have to go through and try to bend this in. Let's see what the OE bent one does. So even one that's bent fits good. This is why I don't like Chinese crap. Knockoff junk. I think I just need to take a hammer and go around gently and just open this opening up so that it'll fit over that headlight retainer ring. But the next thing here that we need to do is take this out, because I believe this is a old replaceable bulb style light. This is not a sealed beam. I'm pretty sure because of the gasket that's in here. So that could be the other issue, is that this is, because this is not a sealed beam retainer, it's a little big. I don't know. I have a headlight to put in here, so we'll get this off of here and see what we're dealing with. Super clean to the rescue. Clean all the bird crap off this old bulb. Okay, so I'll show you what I did in the time lapse. So I just went around, the opening was too small, and it was because it's not stamped properly. So I took my hammer that I don't normally use, it has a round face, and just went in here and just tapped on it like this to bend that lip in a little bit. Try to make it look decently uniform. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's fairly well hidden, but we don't want any big divots. So just went around the whole thing like that to open up some space. So now that it fits around the headlight bucket, we can adjust our Don't set new parts on shiny paint on the car. So anyway, we'll go through and spread these things out a little bit, try to get it to, and we got to bring this one in, of course, a little bit like the other side, carefully, so that the headlight ring hooks around it, because it's bent in too far. There we go, just so it'll catch the stainless. Now we should be able to slip that behind there, hopefully. Yep, not quite. It's probably because the top of this headlight ring is bent so stiffly in that it's not quite enough to grab it. So I'm going to try bending this out just a bit more. Hopefully it'll catch. If not, we'll have to do a little work on the ring itself to get this lip up in here to bend out just a touch. But I'm a little bit concerned about that because it's right in the middle of the top. Very, very visible. Nope, won't hook. It won't hook. I think I need to grab this with pliers and bring it up so that it'll come up higher in here. This was one of the reasons I was very reluctant to buy new parts. It's one of the reasons I'm always very reluctant to buy new parts. Because they never fit right. That's why I like making stuff. But kind of hard. I mean, not that a person couldn't make a headlight ring like this, but not this person. Somebody with a lot more talent than me might be able to. All right, we're gonna have to bend this lip out a little bit, I think. Let's see how this one catches. Does this one catch the way we want it to? Definitely. See, that's why I like the OE stuff. It's aftermarket crap. That pops in there so beautifully. So it pops in there so good I can hardly get it off. Yep, all right. The lip is just a bit bigger on the OE one, but we got to do what we got to do. Let's see if we can just gently bend this out. And I'm showing you this detail stuff so that you realize just because you buy new parts doesn't mean they're going to fit. Doesn't mean it's going to work. Okay, I didn't make anything visible from the outside, and I got that lip opened up just a little bit. Hey, there we go. It's getting there. It's almost catching. There we go. Yeah. Okay, what's happening now is, as I push it on there, yeah, it's sliding up just a bit. But I think it's going to hold okay. I would like a little bit more pressure on the side clips. It's just not quite tight enough to suit me on those side clips. So let's just bend those out just a bit. Not much, just a bit and a bit. Okay. I'd like a little more engagement on the top, but I don't think beggars can be choosers at this point. I'm gonna wind up down here now. Off just a little bit, maybe. I think we got it. I'm not totally satisfied with that engagement. But I want to get it on there and tighten it down and see what happens. Now, it's not holding well. So what I need to do is come up in here, and this gasket also is sticking out over here. So I need to try to move that around a little bit. Now this is the fun stuff. All the tedious little bull crap that you got to go through to get something on there. The other thing I need to do before I get this too far along is I realized I didn't put this in. But I can do that from below. That'll just be a little bit less fun. But I want to move this gasket if I can and get it over in place. I know, a 40-minute video on how to install a headlight bucket seems ridiculous, but you guys are here for the details, so. So I want to take this top edge and peen it up a little bit more. That'll allow it to come down just a little bit more on the headlight. So I've got to go about, probably a good third of the way around in order for that to affect change and let it come down further. Brand new parts. Yay me. Okay, yeah, we got a little distortion in there, but not much. Not anything that anybody else is going to see, that's for sure. There we go. That's got pretty good engagement now, I think. Oh, yeah, it does. And in fact, it's a little bit too loose at the top now, so that's good. See that? So now we can take and bend this back in. Oh, I see. It's the screws aren't tight and something's not holding it in tight. I think, I forgot to tighten this one down. Okay, that's why. Yeah, if it's not tight to the body, the retention is not going to be there. So I only had one screw tight, so now I missed it. Probably because my mind is already 10 steps down the process here. Still a little bit loose, so we can tighten that up just a bit more. I'm going to have to be careful with this. I'm going to try to go up like this. No, I didn't just chip the paint. It's all good. So I'm not only pushing it in tighter to the body there, but I'm also bending it. It's kind of hinging in like this. So that should give it a little bit more retention. There we go. That's better. Maybe too much now. But I don't think so. I think we're okay. Better, yeah. We could use a little more, but I'm going to leave it at that for now because it's all got to come apart again when we do the wiring. At least it's not coming off, and it looks good. So I was going to show you the tag that was on there, and I realized this is just somebody made up a little Ford tag to kind of give the idea that it's a factory piece, but it's not. I'm 99% sure. Voila, and there you have it. So, just got to clean things up a little bit, get the fingerprints off of everything, and our headlights are in temporarily. Like I said, they'll have to come back out when we do the wiring, but I think I'm going to give my buddy Jim a call and see if he's interested in doing that work. So, as I mentioned, but we'll go from there. So, steps forward. There we go, after a little wipe down the dust, and it's funny because the car doesn't get as dirty in the shop as it does when I put it outside. It was outside in the wind the other day, and it's just coated with pollen and all kinds of sticky stuff. So, car needs a good bath. We'll give it a good bath here soon again. It hasn't had one for about a year. I think I gave it a bath not long after I put the front end on at the beginning of the pandemic after I painted that, so that was probably about a year ago from now. So if you haven't seen those episodes, go look for them. I apologize for the crude format, but I had no idea what the heck I was doing. But this is progress. So next steps, we shall see. Isn't that a pretty car? I love this car. Need to be driving it. I always like the fat fenders. Well, my friend Dave was here the other day. He was catching up on all the projects and looking at everything. And I told him, I said, if I wasn't so into Mopars, I would probably have a whole fleet of these things from, probably 1930 up until 48 when this body style was. I love Ford fenders and hot rods. I really like that whole movement. I love what Iron Trap Garage is doing. If you haven't seen them, check them out. So I'm just more of a Mopar nut. I always have been. My very first car was a Mopar, but these cars are close behind. And the cool thing about this car is the history also, because I bought it from a friend of mine. For those who haven't heard the story, where my grandparents lived in northern Michigan, the neighbor had this car, and he bought it in the 70s to work on with his brother. And his brother wasn't all that interested in it, but I worked on this car as a kid, like probably at 8 years old in the 1970s, never dreaming that I would one day own it. Of course, back then it had a flat head in it, and it was all original. The front end wasn't on it, and it sat for all those years until I got it. I helped him pull the flat head out to put in the hot rod that he had. Johnny has since passed away, and he never got to see the car done, but he did get to see a large part of the project done before he passed, so that was good. Even though he hated red and he hated me putting a Chevy motor in it, he still thought the car was amazing, and he was real glad I was doing something with it. So drop some comments down there, especially the Mopar guys that watch this. Let me know what you think of this whole fat Fender Ford. Would you be embarrassed to be seen driving this, or do you hate Ford so much that you wouldn't want a car like this to just be something you cruise around in? I bet you, if I gave it to you, I bet you would take it, and you probably wouldn't sell it to buy another Mopar. That's going to do it for this episode. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you receive notifications. Also, over on Facebook, we've got a thread going that a lot of you guys are contributing. It's called Show Us Your Junk. Whether your car is done, or it's a frame like Duddy shared with us, or various other stages of project, we want to see what you're doing over there. Let's get the conversation moving over there again, and show us the stuff you're working on. Facebook.com/mycarshop. Also on Instagram /mycarshop. I can't say enough how much I appreciate you guys being here. There's definitely going to be more coming on this car as well. We just got the Forsyth Duster home. That episode actually aired today, and I don't know when this one that you're watching right now is going to air. It's going to be in the future, a week or two, but there should be more coming on that Forsyth Duster real soon. And when I'm up to it and can get these cars back outside, and hopefully this week yet, we will be working on getting that frame rail finished up and in the 70 Stitches Challenger. So thanks for being here, and as always on my channel, you know what it's going to end with. Rock on, guys.